What's up, fam?
It's your boy Tizo hitting with another installment of What This Guy Say TV.
I know,
Bro,
bro,
we both can't talk at the same time.
I want to talk too, man. You know, I want to talk.
I mean, if you're talking, nobody's listening.
I know,
How
but
can that
I
work?
don't want to talk though. I just want to talk.
We both can't talk though.
I mean, all right. If you say
somebody
so,
gotta listen. Cool. Whatever, man.
What up, fam? It's your boy Tizo hitting with another installment of What Does God Say TV. Y'all ready? Let's cut to the scene.
I got a cool question. How many of us actually listen and not just talk? Like I can raise my hand. I'm probably one of the most baddest people when it comes to listening. And I feel like sometimes, most of the problems that we get into is the ability that we don't listen. I mean, think about it. How do you think that if you'd actually listen, don't you think that we would actually be able to avoid a lot of stuff? Like, if you listen to your parents when they told you not to go to some place or talk to somebody, and then you got yourself in a problem. Don't you figure out, you see that listening, it's better to listen? And don't just take it from me. Actually, matter of fact, James chapter 1 verse 19 says, be quick to listen and slow to reply. So, it tells us that listening should be the first thing to do. That's why you see when you listen, you gain, but when you don't listen and you just keep talking, you actually, you don't gain anything. And when it comes to listening, I'm not the best when it comes to listening. This is something that God has been actually speaking to me these past months, that learn how to listen more. No matter how smart or no matter how intellectual you can be, it's your ability to listen that will determine everything. Sometimes just by listening, your whole mind can just shift from what you was about to say that you thought was the right thing to say, but just by listening, everything else can change. And there's a story in the Bible that I love so much. So in Luke chapter 5, from verse 4, it's about the story of this man, Peter, right? Now Peter, right, he's fishing. And Peter comes from a family of fishermen, so he's been trained on how to fish. And here comes this man named Jesus, and Jesus, he's talking to the crowd, and then he shifts his attention from the crowd, and he walks up to Peter, and he get on the boat, and he says Peter, and he tells Peter, take your net and cast it somewhere else. Now, I want you to explain to you something that Peter knows what fishing is all about. Jesus is not a fisherman, and now Peter has the choice to either listen or talk back to Jesus, because listening is a choice. But we always make the choice not to listen. This is something I've learned, when these past months, God has been actually dealing with me when it comes to listening. And God tells Peter, toss your net. And sometimes, God is talking to us, that we think that we know too much and we bypass what God is trying to tell us. Yes, you listening. Yes, you know yourself. And we bypass because we think that we are smarter. We think that, oh, no, I got this. This is something I've been doing. And Peter would have said the same thing. But I love Peter's response. He says, God, I've been out here all night, but nevertheless, I will listen to what you said. Sometimes it don't matter how much you know, God knows more than you know. Matter of fact, God knows what is best for you to know. So stop and listen to God.
Just like you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. So just be quiet and listen, bro. It won't hurt you. It won't hurt you. No matter how much you know, it won't hurt you. And this is something I've learned the hard way because I like to talk so much, but when you talk, you don't gain anything. And God tells Peter, hey, do this. And Peter says, nevertheless, God, I've been out here all night, but I will trust you. Guess what happened? So he tossed his net. And man, the net was full. It was full at the point where he had to get help from other fishermen around him. So sometimes your ability to listen will bring something positive in your life. No matter how much you know, you don't know much. God knows what is best for you. So the next time you're at a conference or you're at a meeting, don't be first to talk. Be the last person. Be the last to talk. Listen to everybody else. Because when you're listening, it changes everything about what you was about to say. And Peter learned this. And that's why James 1 says, be quick to listen. Be the quickest person when it comes to listening and slow to reply. This can save us in relationships, even when we get to know people, it can save a lot. Sometimes we hurt because we made the choice not to listen to what people told us. So next time, make the choice to listen. Peace out.
If you like that intro, man, don't forget to give your boy a thumbs up. You know, I just wanted to bring a little scenario so you guys can sort of get what I was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? You got it.